Now let's take one more step. Today's a practical day. In fact, this week and next week, this is fundamentals. So we want to get our heart and our minds focused on the Lord. I think the first step in doing that is declaring to yourself the intent to do it. You know, the definition of that is to show great determination to do something. It's not just you'd be okay, you know, God, if you want to change me, you change me. It'd be all right with me, God. I wouldn't object. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying about that you own, that I own for myself the intent to be different. If you lack the intent to do something, it's highly improbable you'll ever do it. It'd be okay with me if I woke up in the morning and I was 5 pounds lighter. Hallelujah. But if I don't really intend to do something about it, and I just get up in the morning and go to the donut store, it's highly improbable I'm going to drop the weight. Intent is linked to actions. And so what I'm inviting you to do is cultivate the intent to do something. To make the intent to do these 3 simple things every day. I've got a little larger list. There's actually going to be 10 in the list, but they're not all for every day. These 3, I'm going to ask you to make a commitment to say, I intend to do this for these first 100 days of this year to make space in my life for God. Now, I'll tell you what I like about it. And it isn't about me. It's something I've come to understand, that God in His grace and His power, when He gives us an invitation, He does it simply. I'm not offended by simple. In fact, I prefer it. The smartest people I know can speak to 3rd graders and explain what they know. I often tell you, and it's true, you know when I don't know what I'm talking about, I use bigger words. And when I think about God's invitations to us, I have been captivated in these last few weeks with how simple they are. You know, God could have made being a disciple extraordinarily complex. He has the ability. He could have made it so beyond us that only 1% of us would have the intellectual capacity to grasp it. He could have made it some complex mathematical equation that you'd have to spend your whole life studying just to begin to maybe perhaps understand it. But God's not like that. And it's not that He isn't omniscient, all-knowing, or omnipotent, all-power. In order to help you and me, He has made the pathway available. That's amazing to me. He said that He's clearly revealed His power and His glory and His creation so that we're without excuse, so that every person can know. In the book of Romans, the 1st chapter, that's what it says. So following God doesn't have to be complex. It's more about the condition of our hearts and our minds and our intent. If we will follow Him, He said, you can be found by me. If God wanted to hide, we would never find Him. A God who has the precision to put the earth in its orbit around the sun, where the minutest variation would make life impossible on our planet. A God with that kind of precision could have made the pursuit of Him, the pathway of discipleship, almost unknowable. He chose not to do that. He's made it so simple. Not simplistic, not childish, but He's made it where a child could follow. Now, I love that. So nobody's left out. Whatever your learning style is, you're not left out. Whatever your gifts and weaknesses may be, you're not left out. You may be more emotive or you may be more rational. You're not left out. You may be introverted or extroverted. You're not left out. That is so powerful to me. Anybody is welcome who will choose to follow the Lord.